All right, guys, it's Monday morning and we are back down here on the basement job. It's kind of a nice, foggy, cool morning for a change. So let me jump down here and we'll show you what we got. All right, so here's what we got. We went ahead and got 3 courses up because we were waiting on our spray foam gun to show up, which finally did. But basically the way we go about this is we got our corner set pretty close where we need, and this wall's got to be a certain length, so we'll come to a common splice. So basically we'll stack from that corner to here, we'll stack from that corner to here, and this will get strapped all the way up. So what you need to do is basically get 2 courses up where you get everything locked together, establish your lengths. Like this wall here, it's what we call stacking out. There's no common splice in it, it just stacks all the way out. The thing that prohibits you from stacking out is you got to keep your studs lined up because you interlock here, so sometimes it don't always work out exactly the way it's supposed to. But if the architect likes you, he can make it really easy on you. If the architect don't like you, it can be a little bit difficult. But so usually we stack 2 courses up and then come back and double check our lengths and square. So we went ahead and stacked the 3rd course while we were waiting on our foam gun to show up. It is here. Then we take and stretch a string down around the inside of the wall, and basically what we'll do from here is we'll come back and we'll just use foam, and we will foam that wall to the footer, which will hold everything straight and square, and then we'll keep on going up from there. So that's kind of the process of getting started and established. So we'll get this foam down and I'll walk you guys on through the rest of it. All right, we got her all squared up and straightened off, and gonna foam her down. This great stuff foam is not the greatest stuff. We'd use other foam. It works a lot better, but it's what we got today, so it's what we're gonna use. 150 more feet of wall to go. All right, so we got everything foamed down. We're gonna go ahead and start in on this 4th course before we put braces up. Since the wind ain't blowing, it's just about this 4th course is a little awkward from the braces because you're kind of reaching down. So since the wind's not blowing, we're gonna put it on up here. I'll stay on one side of the wall, Luke's on the other. We are using a nudura, and we've used several different blocks, but this is the one we seem to like the best for a couple different reasons. One, it's 8 foot long, and if you get any imperfections in your footer or anything going on, you got an 8 foot straight edge instead of a 4 foot straight edge to kind of help work everything out. So it just makes the top of the wall, it's a lot easier to get a nice level flat top of the wall versus some of the other blocks that are only 4 foot long. They don't lock together, they tend to float and work up a little bit. The other thing I like about it is, I don't know if you can see right there, but it's actually got little teeth. Come back down here, Luke. Start right here. Yeah, you got to. Actually got little teeth, and one block will lock into the other. You can actually hear them snap together. And yeah, they just seem to stay put a little bit better. So tap it towards me a little bit on this end. Down here, Luke. There you go. There she goes. Sweet. All right, guys, there she is. We got our 4 courses up. I'm gonna hop in the Traco here. We'll go over. Next step is we need to get our braces in. So I'm hopping Traco, go over here and grab the brace rack. We'll set it down the hole and start popping up some braces.
Yeah, spin it.
All right, guys, we are rolling on putting up braces. I got a pretty good start down through there. The brace has been sitting for a little bit. We've been fighting a few wasp nests that took over. Luke's been macho wasp man killer. But this is, if anybody's wondering, this is the mono brace system. And the reason they call it a mono brace, this is one's all folded up. It's all one piece, all self-contained. The nice part about it is it's all one piece. You don't have a whole bunch of loose parts. We also got some giraffe bracing. It's a lot. I don't know. This is nice because all the pieces are attached, but it's also heavy, bulky, and it's a finger eater. The giraffe brace is a lot lighter, a lot easier on your fingers. Excuse me. But it's a lot of pieces to keep track of. A lot of pieces to keep track of. And I can get 40 braces on that rack I built, and giraffe only comes with 20. And it's still not walk boards. So we tend to use these as our first choice, and then we use giraffe as our second choice. But but basically, this arm folds down, and that becomes where your walk board goes. If we do get up much higher than 6 foot, we do have a handrail we can put in there. And then this is adjustable, and that's how you plumb up your wall. We'll basically put them every 6 feet with a 2x8 or 2x10 walk board, depending on how high we're going and what we need to do to feel safe and secure. So that's pretty much the system right there. All right, guys, here's a little update. This is the I'm gonna give you kind of an end of the day run down here. We got the braces up. We got the entire basement up to height. And everything's stacked out pretty good. This hole you see in the wall over here, that actually goes out to, there's gonna be a little crawl space out here later. And then that brick ledge on the wall right there is actually gonna catch the garage floor. So, it's hotter than blue blazes out here. So we're gonna get a little clean up here at the end of the day. And then you can get an early start in the morning, put a bunch of strapping on and tie up some loose ends and get the rest of our rebar in and finish framing out our window over there and get it ready to pour. So that's where we're at for now, and we'll get back after in the morning. Alrighty, guys, we are back at her today. Oh my goodness, let me see if I can slide down this hill and get on that scaffolding without killing myself here. Made it. All right, so like I said yesterday, we got stacked out. Luke's over there getting some strapping on the commons, and then we are going to start sliding some vertical rebar down the wall, and I'll show you how we go about doing that as soon as I wiggle my way over here to the corner. So if we put rebar in here, I don't know if you guys can see down the wall, we alternate back and forth between these two. So there we go to put the vertical in. It holds it in place because it slides right down in between them. Just like that. We'll put that every 3 feet. He's getting them all laid out for me, and we'll pop them in there. Well, our last load of rock for the driveway finally showed up. We're gonna watch him here on the power line. He's got a little bigger truck than I do. Got about a foot. Right there. You pull forward 3 feet, you're good. Nicely done, nicely done. Take a dozer and grade that out a little bit, and we should be ready for concrete trucks in the morning. Alrighty, back to walls. Alright guys, I'll show you where we're at here. We got all of our stiff backs on the outside. We got all of our strapping and blocking and bracing in. Commons are all done over there. So the next thing on the list is we need to camber all of our braces. I'll show you this too. We got our beam pockets down the wall here. That's where the support beam will set down in there. And then also got the brick ledge down there. Got all the rebar tied in the brick ledge. All that's looking good. So basically what we do, this is probably the most important part of pouring these walls, is the way these braces are made. These braces, they will push. They'll push real hard. They will not pull at all. So basically what we do is before we pour, we'll put like a 2, maybe a 3-inch bow in this wall. We got a string line right there we can use as where the wall needs to be straight. So that way whenever we pour, the wall sits back on the braces, then we can push it out to the string line, if that makes sense. Because if it's leaning out that way, it's almost impossible to get back. So the longer the wall, the more the bow. Pretty simple. So we'll go around through here, get everything adjusted and cambered in, and then we'll do a final walk around, and hopefully we'll be good to go. All right, yeah, nope, go one more. Yep, that one there needs to come in. Bring her on in, bring her on in. Keep on coming. Keep on coming. Keep on coming. A little more. A little more. A little more. That'll work. That wall looks pretty good. Let's hit that back wall now. All right, guys, we are closing in on it. We are about ready to pour. I don't know if you guys can see down that wall how it's just got that real small little swag tip. That's kind of what I'm talking about. After we pour, that wall is going to set back on that braces, and we got our string line on the inside there. Okay. We'll push that puppy back out. There comes the building inspector up the driveway. They've started in on waterproofing because we had a little bit of time, but everything's coming around looking pretty sharp. We got this hole over here is the for the crawl space that goes out here, so that's the access to the crawl space there. And then there's a garage floor that sits in here, and that's the brick ledge right there. Will give that floor something to sit on. We got our rebar tied in there, so we've got to put that on the end of there, cap that off. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get the drone out and do a little flying around, give you guys a couple shots of the pre-pour, and then we'll be ready for concrete. Go see what Mr. Building Inspector wants.
Yeah.
All right, there it is. We got our clean bill of health on inspection. It was a very thorough and how do you want to call it inspection? Thorough? We'll go with thorough. Yeah, very thorough inspection. No issues. He gave us the green light to put concrete down the wall, so we are one step closer. Is that the mouse ramp? You know, they can just get a good run up the wall and fall in the basement?
That's right. Yep.
Hey, I like your hat there, by the way.
Hey, you like that, don't you, huh?
Yeah, it's custom made by They're Perfect there, huh?
Yeah, that's my new sponsor for my go-kart races.
Hey, you want to take this opportunity to say who won a go-kart race?
Rematch.
No. We can have a rematch, but who won?
With the head start
no. Head start, hell.
We let you have a running start. You started in the back, and when you
my go-kart was running when I started. You're right. So, we'll make this simple. Who won race one?
We were at an idle start. You were at a full throttle start.
Who started in the back?
You did.
Okay, I started in the back.
Yeah.
And who won the race?
If it was fair. But if it was fair.
And who won the race?
If it was fair.
Just spit it out. Just get it over with.
You got lucky.
Got lucky
this time.
Okay, so I got lucky the first race.
Too much air in my tires.
So who won?
Went over this.
Who won the first race?
Well, you did.
Okay,
But
and then I got lucky. So did I get lucky twice that night or just once?
Twice that I know of.
Yeah, because we only ran 2 races, and guess who won the second one?
No comment. I think there should have been a black flag pulled out.
Whenever you own the track, you leave the black flag out. Yeah, just to clarify, Dirt Perfect took the night. Yep, that's right. I've only been defeated 1 time this year. I'm
really?
like 1 for 15 right now. That was because of mechanical failure, not because of driving ability. We got walls to pour, enough of this crap. Alright guys, so I was editing this video last night and I realized that I forgot to talk to you guys about something pretty important, and that is strapping. And there's a couple different things you got to pay attention to whenever you strap. So obviously strapping is what we call this, and this is a pretty straightforward deal here. This has got excessive strapping on it, and the reason why is, see the studs here where the squiggly lines at, and we got lines 1, 2, 3. So this stud is made to carry the load of concrete to that line, and that stud carries it to here. So if you cut this block out here, that has a tendency to want to hinge and come out. You need to strap it every course. With this block being here and only cut on the second line, which is factory, as long as you got all your concrete slump and everything right, you wouldn't have no issue at all. Now the guys put some extra strapping on there, and extra strapping is never going to hurt anything, but I'll show you an example of that down here. Now on a common, you're going to want to do it every one anyways, but you can see this block is cut 1, 2, 3 right there, so that's going to want to have a tendency to do that. So it needs to be strapped every course like it is. Now you always want your common out here in the middle of the wall, and if this only needs 1 screw on each side. All you're trying to do is just hold your distance and keep it from all setting this way. There's very little pressure pulling this joint apart. Now if this joint was close to the corner, you need to strap and screw the heck out of it, because sometimes you get these houses that got like 2 or 3 little offsets, or 2 or 3 little corners, and you got a bunch of commons, or you got a bunch of stuff going on next to the corner. If you're within 2 feet of a corner, take extra precaution and strap the crap out of it. You won't. That's where your pressure's at. Whenever you pour down these walls, that web in there kind of helps hold that concrete. So whenever you're out here in the middle of the wall, all the pressure's this way and not this way, so it don't put a lot of pressure on those joints. But every once in a while you end up with something goofy like this. With nudura, get that block out of the way. With nudura, your main block's 4 foot or 8 foot, and your brick ledge is only 4 foot. So here we got 2 joints that line up in the middle of the wall, and so we just put a strap on it. It's out in the middle of the wall, so I'm not really worried about it pulling. I'm just worried about it maybe coming a little untrue a little bit. So we put a strap on that. That's how we cap off our brick ledge, if anybody's wanting to know. Nothing fancy there. The other thing we do is, we used to not do this. We used to put them in as needed as far as putting that stiff back in there. We just use a 2x4, and then we toe screw every other stud. And what you'll find is these blocks lay around the job site and they're not laying perfectly flat, or your brace is laying in a goofy spot, or especially if you got a bunch of doors and windows or penetrations in a wall. The braces are every 6 foot, and every once in a while you end up with a little whoop-de-doo between the braces. There's really no good way to address it other than stiff backing. And we used to put them on after we poured as needed, and then we realized we're just time ahead to put them on beforehand when we're not in a panic, and they're on there and good to go. So, but that's pretty much the gist of strapping. All right, guys, that's a wrap on the wall builds. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We do have foot bracing in that window yet, but we're going to do that absolute last minute whenever concrete truck shows up, so we can use it as access to get in and out. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and stick around and catch us on the next one for the wall pour.